Good morning and welcome to the new episode of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. India is hoping to be and has every right to do so the superpower. It's not number one, at least number two, but number one in Asian Pacific region. And it is trying its level best to be so. Of course, it has two enemies, declared ones, in the north and the west. Nevertheless, with proper diplomatic efforts, it can create conditions that are conducive to its being a superpower. And for that reason, it has taken an absolute U-turn in its foreign policy. It's no longer non-aligned. It has built up, in fact, a military alliance for the Indo-Pacific region, which is called the Quad: Australia, Japan, India, US. Now, when you are a part of the military alliance, then naturally your die is cast. But then, while that would give some protection to India from the depredations of the Chinese Navy, the economic well-being would not be served. And you cannot be a superpower only by defending yourself. We have to be capable of providing the lead in economy as well. So it came up with a genuine effort, very innovative, when it launched a new Quad, which is in fact Quadrilateral Economic Forum. And that is USA, India, Israel, and United Arab Emirates. Now, two countries are common in both the Quads, India and USA. In one Quad, it is Israel and UAE. In the other Quad, it is Australia and Japan. And both Quads provide tremendous opportunities to India. However, they also raise a red line. And the red signal is that India has to be very cautious and maintain its relation with the non-Quad countries in the region on an even keel. India, as I said, as a member of the QSD, the first Quad, Quadrilateral Security Dialogue with Australia, US, Japan, and having shared interest in East Asia, and then QEF, Quadrilateral Economic Forum with Israel. Now, what has happened is that these opportunities, one is the security one, but when you are ensuring security to the smaller players, Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, and so on, you have capability to multiply your trade possibilities via land and sea. So what are the benefits of the post-crisis? Why do we do it? First, it ensures very clearly peace, regional peace and security. I remember Manmohan Singh used to say when he was the Prime Minister that the principal objective of the foreign policy is to ensure regional peace and security and create a global environment conducive to India's economic development. Absolutely right. But he did not take any action to create that parameters for peace, which is, if you want peace, be prepared for war. So both these Quads, the security one and the economic one, seek to address these precise objectives. Now, opposition to Modi might say, well, he has taken a leaf out of Manmohan Singh's book, fine. But he has implemented something. So the first objective is to ensure regional peace. The second is to reinforce maritime economic security. After 1991, India has re-established maritime links with the Indian Ocean and the Indo-Pacific region. Almost all the Indian trade is now happening through the waters around the peninsula. This has created the ancient wartime links from Vietnam in the east to Egypt in the west. And the profile of the Indian maritime security has been raised tremendously. So while both the Quads reinforce these maritime economic and security interests across Indian and Pacific Oceans, there has been a problem that India has been prevented from rejuvenating its land links with Eurasia by China-Pakistan access. You cannot use land to go to Europe, even Iran, because Pakistan is a hindrance. You cannot even go to Afghanistan by land as well. So, is that sufficient? Are the Quads absolutely acceptable? No, they are not. They need improvement. First, both in the East and West, as I said, US has its own interest and it would prefer to focus more on the defense and the military capability. So India has to manipulate and change its direction so that it can ensure that its economic interests are prioritized. Yes, security is important, but not at the cost of the economy. Second, India at the same time has to assure non-Quad countries, especially small littoral states, Bhutan, Nepal, Myanmar, Bangladesh, including, I would say, even Iran, that they remain important partners of India. Their importance is in no way reduced by the new agreements. India has to stay the course with a policy of multi-alignment. Now, you see, the period of non-alignment is over. Modi has done that. But he has not been able to revive what I would have advised him. Go in for multi-alignment and multi-engagement in an ever-increasing multipolar world. It's no longer unipolar. It's no longer bipolar. There was a time when Russia and America were the two axes of power. There was a time when America alone was the axis of power. Today, no. Russia is there, America is there, Brazil is there, China is there, India is there, Japan is there, Israel is there. So, multipolar world is coming up, and as such, India cannot negate or ignore that fact. It's one of the multipolar pillars, but then it might be more important pillar, that's true. So you have got to assure the smaller players that look here, our friendship with X does not mean enmity with Y. Now, Trump administration caused the Abrahamic Accord between Israel and UAE, and that eased the relations. Now with the Quad coming in, and Indian foreign minister was going to Israel, the stakes are high in Middle East now. They have increased. The Abraham Accords were a joint statement made between Israel, USA and UAE on August 13, 2020. And they also refer to the agreements reached between Israel and Bahrain and UAE to normalize relations. Now, amid the reshaping of the geopolitical order in West Asia, India's relation with UAE and Israel can be formalized under an official coalition. Basically, what should have been a precursor to the Quad would have been Indo-Abrahamic Accord. That has not been done. India should have an official coalition, and this idea was first given by Egyptian scholar Muhammad Suleiman. I don't know why it was not taken up. It should have. As a matter of fact, here the Indian Foreign Ministry urged. Now what should India do in the Middle East? This is the most important part. As far as the Indo-Pacific region is concerned, it is a security one. and most of the countries are afraid of China, so this unity makes China worry. But India's foreign policy till now has been non-ideological, absolutely no ideology, and close alignment with US in the last 5 years has allowed alignment with US in Middle East, and that is looked with suspicion by some countries like Iran. So what India needs is this mini-lateral consultation called Quad 2, I'll call it, rather the Quad Economic Forum, cements India's position in Middle East. But then let's not forget, this is a time when USA is downsizing its forces in Middle East. So that gives India an opportunity to help the small nations in that country from the military point of view. So this grouping may not be as powerful as Quad, but it's a door opener as far as India is concerned to Middle East. Now here, India should not feel shy of saying, okay, we'll give you the military support whenever you need to defend you against the attacker. Non-aggression pact, or rather joint defense pact. When you sign a joint defense pact, send your army, automatically your economy would start improving. And the new government of Israel now is working towards resolving conflict with the Palestinians. They're trying. So there would be increase in economic and technological cooperation between Israel and UAE. There is a regime change in USA. So India should deepen its ties in Middle East, but not spoil its ties with Iran. Now, what would be the benefits? According to the International Federation of Indo-Israeli Chamber of Commerce, India's scale with Israeli innovation and Emirate capital could produce immense benefit to all the three countries. First, India has built its soft power image in Middle East, nobody can deny. There are 8 million Indian diaspora in Middle East. So with the new alliance, this diaspora can be used to harness big opportunities like big data, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, exporting the products in these markets. Secondly, the group can also help focus on non-military issues like trade, energy, environment, and promoting public goods. But you can go further and pursue wide multi-ranging mini-lateral partnerships. The major powers like USA, France, Russia, China, they are all attracted towards the Middle East. So this alliance with UAE and Israel can help India shape up its position, shore up its position, reinforce its position in changing the geopolitics of the region. So what should be the way forward? India should maintain its strong relationship with Iran. They should not sacrifice friendship with Iran. Whether Pakistan is close to Iran or not, whether Afghanistan is close to Iran or not is not material as far as our relationship with Iran is material. The fiasco of the port should not be allowed to intervene. And that will help India keep a check on Afghan Taliban as well. India needs a balancing act in the Middle East so that the long-term strategic interests are not sacrificed. The second group is Quad group, Quad Economic Forum, Quadrilateral. It is the western wing of the East Asia-oriented Quad, as I said, the economic wing. It's not clear at present to the people that would it not have any military implication. As I said, India should say yes, we will have the commercial military presence over there. This is important. Until and unless, without being belligerent, you can weaponize your economic independence, it's good. You don't have to be belligerent. You don't have to be participant in the war. But what I say is weaponize your economic interdependence rather. So Quad has to be steered in such a way that is sound constituting principle. On the one hand, this Quad lacks some clarity, as I said earlier. The first meeting of the foreign ministers of the partner countries focused on technologies of future, big data, digital structure, trade, maritime security. But are they forgetting that all these devoid of artificial intelligence and the space have no meaning? And if that is indeed the case, why link the platform with the original Quad? We should make it very clear to the world at large, and look here, these two are two different entities. It could simply be positioned as a West Asian focused technology trade economy grouping, and we should say, okay, your regional strategic dimensions will have a separate mini-lateral one. This group would have nothing to do with it. So India would be able to play an honest broker's role rather than become involved in the hornet's nest that is Middle East politics. Let's forget for some time that most of the countries are members of OIC, but OIC has been favoring India now for the last few years. They did not accept Pakistan's demand to condemn India in Kashmir. So India should avoid being sucked into regional politics, sectarian rivalries between the Gulf states and Iran. It should have equidistance or equal friendship with both of them. As a matter of fact, the second Quad, with the presence of Israel and UAE, hinges on the newfound synergy between the UAE states and the Gulf Arabs. And this synergy is based on the shared antipathy towards Iran. Now, if India maintains close relations with Iran as well, it will provide a balancing factor. And we cannot forget that Iran is an important country for Asia, for India, for the energy needs, connectivity to Central Asia, and access to Afghanistan. And Iran's strategic importance for India has increased after Afghanistan. Taken together, it would be a huge mistake if India sleepwalks into tussle between Iran and the new Arab-Israeli compact. And then India already, as I said earlier, can use its 8 million diaspora. Now, there is a second thing, which is that India has very close bilateral defense cooperation with Israel. It has matured over the years. But alliance has a different connotation altogether. There could be sticky situations in the context of Israeli-Palestinian conflict. But then let's not forget, India can play a diplomatic game so that the Gulf Arab monarchies reorient their position in the conflict. In that scenario, India's alliance with Israel will become useful without jeopardizing the diaspora and the investment. Thus, given the strategic importance in the Middle East, India has to play a very, very balanced game. The geopolitical situation and the geo-economic situation, they have to be weighed, and the weighted average should decide the policy. Given the strategic political complexities in the Middle East, it is best to project the new grouping, as I said, as technology development-led platform, trade, coupled with military assistance and protection, but definitely not having the same strategic security implications with the other Quad has. It will be prudent, in fact, to be very clear, and the government should avoid using the word Quad for this agreement. Let them call it QEF, Quadrilateral Economic Forum, not the used word Quad. Quad word would give people an image that we are the camp followers on USA, And that will destroy the entire acceptability of India in the new times. And India needs to maintain its importance, its independence, and its capability to assert itself. With the mandarins sitting in Delhi, and the political leaders should be able to recognize these variables and have a whole knit policy in the interest of India, both economic as well as military. Thank you.